All right, thanks, guys. The Lakers take on the Pacers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Indianapolis. The Lakers are the 4.5-point favorite on the road. Totals at 210 and a hook. Now, we did see a 1.5-point move toward the Lakers and movement upward on the total. Los Angeles open as the 3-point favorite, up to minus 4.5. Total open 210, up to 210 and a hook. And right now, Indiana is plus $1.60 on the money line. Now, the Pacers have won their last three straight. They also successfully covered the point spread in those three. They rank in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, top 5 in points allowed. They're also very, very good at home, 11-3 straight up at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse. They've also gone 9-5 against the spread in those 14 games. Malcolm Brogdon's averaging 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. TJ Warren, 18 points a game, 3 rebounds. And Domantas Sabonis, 18 points a game, 14 boards for him. Now, keep an eye on Sabonis as he is listed as questionable for tonight's action. Now, this Pacers squad ranks in the top 5 in defensive field goal percentage, top 10 in defensive rebounding, top 5 in points allowed at home. Now, the Lakers on the other side, although they are excellent this year, don't get me wrong, they failed to cover in their last 2 straight. They also rank in the bottom 5 in offensive free throw percentage. So, if you're the Pacers in this spot here, you may want to just put these guys to the line. Now, 2 out of the Lakers' last 3 games did stay under the total. They're also 8-7 to the under when traveling. Meanwhile, 6 out of the Pacers' last 7 stayed under the total themselves. 8-6 to the under at home as well. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Indiana plus 5 in the over 210.5 in that game. Next contest, it is going to be Kings, Hornets, 7 o'clock Charlotte. The Kings are the 5.5-point favorite on the road, total at 208. Now, we did see a 1-point move towards Sacramento and movement upward on the total. The Kings open 4.5 up to 5.5, total open 207 up to 208. 58% are leaning Sacramento, 74% shaded toward the over. Right now, Charlotte's plus $1.65 on the money line. Charlotte's won just 6 out of their 14 home games this year. They're already 8 games back in the Southeast Division. They rank in the bottom 5 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. A couple more things about this Charlotte team. They rank in the bottom 3 in home offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in home points allowed. Now, Sacramento on the other side, winners in 4 out of their last 5. They also went 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. They rank in the top 10 in points allowed, top 5 in defensive rebounding. Buddy Hield's averaging 22 points a game, 5 rebounds. Harrison Barnes, 16 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. One more thing to add about Sacramento, very good covering the point spread when traveling. And as a matter of fact, they are 11-4 against the spread on the road this year. Now, 5 out of Sacramento's last 6 did stay under the total. They're also 11-4 to the under when traveling. Charlotte 6-2 to the under in their last 8 themselves, 9-5 to the under at home. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and lean Sacramento minus 5 and the under 208 in that contest. Next matchup, Hawks, Knicks, 7:30 New York. The Knicks are the 2-point favorite at home, total 221. We saw a 1-point move toward New York and movement upward on the total. The Knicks open as the 1-point favorite, up to minus 2. Total open 219.5 up to 221. 55% are leaning Atlanta, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now the Hawks are plus $1.10 on the money line. Now Atlanta's dropped 8 out of their last 10 games. They also went just 3-5 against the spread in their last 8. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. They've dropped 11 out of their 14 games on the road this year, where they went just 5-9 against the spread in those 14. Atlanta's ranking in the bottom 3 in points allowed, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Meanwhile, 2 out of New York's last 3 games, they were victorious in. They also went 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. The Knicks ranked 13th in offensive rebounding, top 10 in home defensive rebounding. Marcus Morris is averaging 19 points a game, 6 rebounds. Julius Randle, 17 points a game, 9 boards for him. And R.J. Barrett, 14 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. 3 out of New York's last 5 stayed under the number. Meanwhile, Atlanta's 2-0 to the under in their last couple of games as well. I'm going to lean New York Knicks minus 2 and the under 221 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's NBA action. But before we get into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can check out my current Patreon record for free right now. It's right on the homepage. The link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Nets taking on the Pelicans, 8 o'clock New Orleans. The Nets are the 2-point favorite on the road, total 231. We saw a 1-point move toward Brooklyn and movement upward on the total. The Nets open as the 1-point favorite, up to -2. Total up in 229, up to 231. 68% are leaning Brooklyn, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Pelicans are plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, New Orleans is just 6-21 straight up on the year. They're right in the middle of a 12-game losing streak. 4-10 straight up at home. Bottom 3 in points allowed at home. Bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Brooklyn on the other side, 4-2 straight up in their last 6. They're also covering 70% of their games in their last 10. They rank in the top 3 in offensive rebounding, top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Spencer Dinwiddie, 21 points a game, 6 assists. Joe Harris, 15 points a game, 4 rebounds. This Brooklyn squad ranks in the top 10 in road scoring, top 3 in road offensive rebounding. And when it comes to the total, 5 out of Brooklyn's last 7 stayed under the total. Meanwhile, New Orleans 8-6 to the under at home. I'm going to lean Brooklyn -2 and the over 231 in that game. Next matchup, it is going to be Magic taking on the Jazz, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Utah. The Jazz are the 6-point favorite at home, total at 206.5. Saw a 0.5-point fade of Utah and movement downward on the total. The Jazz open 6.5 down to -6. Total open 207 down to 206 and a hook. 71% are leaning Utah, 72% shaded toward the over. Right now, Orlando is plus 205 on the money line. Now, the Magic have dropped 3 out of their last 4 straight. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive field goal percentage. They've also won just 4 out of their 12 road games this year, and they're just 3-12 straight up as the official Vegas underdog. The Magic rank in the bottom 10 in defensive three-point percentage, bottom 5 in road scoring, bottom 10 in road offensive rebounding. Now, the Jazz on the other side, winners in 3 out of their last 4. They're also 10-3 straight up at home. Donovan Mitchell, 25 points a game, 5 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic, 21 points a game, 4 boards for him. And Rudy Gobert, he's averaging 14 rebounds per contest, 15 points per game. This Utah team ranks in the top 3 in offensive three-point percentage, top 10 in points allowed, top 10 in defensive rebounding. Now, 5 out of Utah's last 7 got over the number. They're also 7-6 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Orlando 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. Give me the Jazz -6 and the over 206.5 in that game. And of course, I'm going to slide to my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Phoenix taking on the Clippers. 10:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Clippers are the 12.5-point favorite, total at 226 and a hook. We saw a 0.5-point move toward LA and movement upward on the total. The Clippers open as the 12-point favorite, up to 12.5. Total open 226, up to 226 and a hook. 58% are leaning Clippers, 82% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Suns are plus 670 on the money line. Now, the Suns have successfully covered the point spread in 7 out of their last 10 on the road. They're also 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 ball games. They rank in the top 5 in scoring. Kelly Oubre is averaging 18 points a game, 6 rebounds. And Aaron Baines, 14 points a game, 5 boards for him. Now, Dario Saric, he's averaging a dozen per contest. He's also bringing down 8 rebounds a game as well. This Phoenix squad is 16-10 against the spread overall for the year. Now, the Clippers on the other side, they rank 18th in offensive field goal percentage at home. They're also ranking in the bottom 10 in home three-point percentage, and they are 17th in defensive rebounding at home. 4 out of the Clippers' last 7 stayed under the total. They're also 9-5 to the under at home. Meanwhile, Phoenix is 3-2 to the under in their last 5, 60% to the under on the road. I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it up, and take Phoenix plus 13 and the under 226.5 in that game. All right, guys, I'm going to slide in my quick pick recap, once again brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Phoenix plus 13, under 226.5, Utah -6, over 206 and a hook. Brooklyn -2 over 231. Knicks -2 under 221. Sacramento -5 under 208. And last but certainly not least, I like Indiana +5 in the over 210.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Jerry David, Travis Stout, Braden Jewell, James Medina, Tran Jing, Chris Profit, Blacks Blazer, Freddie Garcia, Lane Eternal Master, Young Ho Kookie. Shout out to Dirk Diggler, Hip Hop Connoisseur, Pedro Fernandez, Para P, Stephen Lewis, Ninja Chris, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Ivan Prashad. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where we do premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. My current record's right on the homepage. You can access that for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, also known as Edición en Español. Yo tengo Phoenix con puntos y los bajos, Utah -6 y las altas, Brooklyn -2 y las altas, Nueva York -2 y los bajos, Sacramento -5 y los bajos, y final Indiana con puntos y las altas. All right, guys, I gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube here today. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.